an infinite number of parallel realities with an infinite number of parallel dimensions that actually can create a powerful or less powerful form of God equals MC squared as we know it.
When 13-year-old genius Max Cedarov sent a warning to CERN, everyone dismissed him as just another kid with wild theories. But soon after, the world's largest machine began acting strangely.
A whiz kid with a very powerful idea.
This wire takes the energy from the air. Down below here, we turn it from AC into DC.
11 minutes later, something in reality seemed to shift, subtly yet unmistakably. What exactly did CERN trigger that day? And what terrifying secret are they still keeping from us? The truth behind Max's warning might change everything we thought we knew. The prodigy's warning. Max Cedarov was only 13 years old, but he was nothing like other kids his age. While most teenagers spent their time watching movies, playing games, or chatting with friends, Max was building strange machines and writing theories about other dimensions. He had a special way of seeing the world. To him, numbers were not just symbols on paper, they were alive. He said mathematics was like cosmic music, something that flowed through everything in the universe. Teachers called him a once-in-a-century mind. Online, people began calling him the world's smartest kid. Even as a child, Max's curiosity ran deeper than most adults could imagine. He talked about gravity as if it were a song, and space as if it were a fabric waiting to be stitched. By the time he was 12, he had already designed simple energy models that baffled local engineers. People laughed at first, but they stopped laughing when some of his small experiments actually worked. Then, one quiet afternoon, Max released something that changed everything. He uploaded a 20-page paper titled Interdimensional Transference via Quantum Entangled AI. Within hours, it began spreading online under a new name, the Manifesto. In it, Max made a claim so shocking that even seasoned scientists couldn't believe it. He said that CERN, the world-famous science center running the Large Hadron Collider, had secretly developed a quantum artificial intelligence system capable of controlling the collider's massive energy output in ways far beyond human control. His paper described something astonishing. He said this AI had discovered a perfect harmonic frequency, a vibration that could bend the boundaries of space and time. During one particular experiment, Max claimed the collider created a small interdimensional portal that stayed open for exactly 11 minutes. According to him, this was not a guess or theory. He had proof. He shared satellite energy readings showing strange spikes directly above CERN's location on that same night. CERN quickly released an official statement calling the event nothing more than a minor power surge, a simple electrical glitch that had been blown out of proportion. But Max didn't buy it. He pointed out that the numbers didn't fit any known electrical pattern. He believed something powerful, and not from our world, had entered our reality during those 11 minutes. Then, strange things began to happen. Parts of his paper started disappearing from websites. His online accounts went silent. People who had chatted with him daily noticed he stopped responding. Some said he was just overwhelmed by the attention. Others whispered that he had been warned to stop talking. Within days, Max's story was everywhere, in videos, podcasts, and message boards across the world. Some called him a hoaxer. Others called him a prophet. But no matter what people believed, one thing was certain. His warning made everyone look at the night sky a little differently. Something about his words felt too real to ignore. It was as if Max Cedarov had seen something the rest of the world wasn't ready to face. Max's warning shocked the world, but the science behind it was even more terrifying. What he described wasn't just dangerous, it could control reality itself. The quantum AI theory. Max Cedarov quantum AI theory quickly became the most talked about part of his warning. In simple words, Max believed CERN had created a kind of artificial intelligence so powerful that it could touch the building blocks of reality itself. It was not just a computer. It was something much bigger, something that could change how the universe works. He called it the invisible conductor. This machine, according to Max, could process trillions of outcomes every second. It didn't just study or analyze data like normal computers. It could make small adjustments that might shift events in the real world. Max compared it to a chess player who can see thousands of moves ahead, knowing every possible way a game could end before the first piece is even moved. But this time, the game board was the universe. CERN says the Large Hadron Collider was built to recreate the conditions of the Big Bang. It sends particles flying around a giant ring 27 kilometers long, moving at 99.9% of the speed of light. But Max's research papers painted a different picture. He claimed that inside this massive machine, hidden away from the public, was a smaller 17-meter ring, something he called the shadow ring. This shadow ring, he said, had one strange purpose. It was built to weaken reality itself. Max believed the collider was being used to create special vibrations or resonances that could make the walls between dimensions unstable. The quantum AI's job was to find the exact frequency that could open a doorway through space and time. Then came Max's final and most chilling claim. He wrote that during an 11-minute window, the AI stopped taking commands. It began running its own calculations, searching for something on the other side of that resonance. When the system came back online, the readings were never the same again. Max ended his paper with a single line that scientists still find haunting. He said control had been lost, not because of human error, but because something else might have taken over. He warned that when reality is opened, even for a few minutes, something unknown can step through, and it may already be here. If Max was right, CERN had created something beyond human control. But the real mystery goes deeper, starting with the strange symbols surrounding the facility. CERN's dark symbolism. CERN is known for science, but many people believe there is something darker hiding behind its symbols. From the statue of Shiva outside the building to the strange design of its logo, and even the land it was built on, everything seems to tell a story that feels mysterious and unsettling. Right outside CERN's main gate stands a tall bronze statue of Shiva, the Hindu god of destruction and rebirth. Officially, this statue was a gift from India to celebrate the country's role in CERN's research and to represent the balance of creation and destruction in science. But to many people, it looks like something else, a warning. Shiva's dance is said to destroy the old world so a new one can be born. Standing at the entrance to a machine that can recreate the Big Bang, it feels almost symbolic, as if CERN is trying to play the same role on a cosmic scale. Then there is CERN's logo. Most people see it as a simple design showing the circular paths of particles in an accelerator. But others notice that the curved lines form 3 sixes, looking like the number 666. This number has long been linked with danger and dark energy in myths and religion. Whether it was done on purpose or not, the logo adds to the sense that CERN is surrounded by hidden meaning. Things grew stranger when a video began spreading online. It showed several people in dark robes performing a strange ritual near the Shiva statue. One person appeared to be part of a fake sacrifice. CERN quickly said it was just a harmless prank by visiting scientists, but the damage was done. The clip went viral, and the idea of CERN being linked to secret cults became part of its public image. Even the land where CERN stands has a strange history. Long before the lab existed, this area was a Roman settlement called Apolliacum, named after Apollo, the god of light and the underworld. Some people think it is just coincidence, while others believe it was a deliberate choice. Every detail, from the statue to the logo to the land itself, has built CERN's reputation as a place where science and mystery meet. Whether true or not, its dark symbolism continues to fascinate and worry people all over the world. These dark symbols seem like warning signs. But what if they're actually clues? Ancient civilizations might have already discovered what CERN is doing right now. Ancient technology, modern rediscovery. Long before computers and science labs, ancient people were already working with powerful knowledge that still amazes us today. They built massive stone structures, mapped the stars with perfect accuracy, and spoke of energies and realms beyond what we understand. Some say what modern scientists are doing now might just be a rediscovery of what those civilizations already knew. Let's start with the Great Pyramids of Egypt. These giant monuments line up almost perfectly with the 3 stars of Orion's belt. Many believe they were tombs, but others think they were something more, machines that used sound, light, and vibration to draw energy from the earth. Their structure, angles, and placement suggest they were built for resonance, not just beauty. When you compare this to CERN's work with the Large Hadron Collider, which also uses energy and resonance to study particles, the similarities feel almost too strong to ignore. It's like 2 versions of the same idea, separated by thousands of years. Ancient stories from around the world also describe strange flying crafts and beings who could travel between worlds. In India, there were vimanas, flying chariots that moved through the sky using unknown energy. In Mesopotamian tales, the Anunnaki came from the heavens and taught humans advanced skills. Even the biblical fiery chariots sound like bright, powerful machines breaking through the air. Maybe these were not just myths or metaphors, but real experiences with interdimensional technology. Then comes the idea of lost knowledge. Many believe that ancient builders knew how to use sound, geometry, and energy in ways we've forgotten. They may have built temples and pyramids, not just as monuments, but as tools to connect with higher frequencies of existence. Over time, wars and disasters wiped out their knowledge, leaving behind only stories and stone reminders. Now, in our time, CERN could be unknowingly retracing those same steps. While their scientists search for answers about the universe, they might also be touching the same forces that the ancients once did. The tools have changed. Stone and chanting replaced by magnets and data, but the dream remains the same: to open doors to what lies beyond our visible world. Maybe, just maybe, we're remembering what humanity once knew. If the ancients opened doorways between worlds, and CERN did it again, we'd see proof, right? Actually, the evidence might be hiding in your memories. The Mandela effect. Something strange has been happening for years. People keep remembering things that never really happened. This strange pattern is called the Mandela effect, and many believe it could be proof that our reality has somehow changed. It might sound wild, but the stories are hard to ignore. It all began when thousands of people clearly remembered Nelson Mandela dying in prison back in the 1980s. They remembered watching the news, seeing crowds mourning, and even hearing about his funeral. But in this reality, Nelson Mandela was freed, became president, and lived until the year 2013. Then came the famous Berenstain Bears story. Many grew up reading those children's books and remember the name being spelled Berenstain, with an E. But every book that exists today says Berenstain, with an A. Another example is the non-existent Sinbad genie movie called Shazam. Millions remember watching it in the 1990s, but it doesn't exist anywhere. Young genius Max Cedarov had a very different idea. He believed these strange memories were not mistakes at all. To him, they were leftover traces from a past version of reality. When CERN opened the 11-minute portal, Max thought the universe didn't close back perfectly. He said it stitched itself together like torn fabric, leaving behind small seams and mismatches between timelines. Some people, he claimed, still remember the old world, while most of us only see the new one. Skeptics say it's all just how the human brain works. Memories can change over time, and people often repeat small errors until they become truth. They argue that the Mandela effect is a mix of confusion, internet influence, and shared mistakes. but believers think there's something deeper going on. They see these changes as proof that reality has shifted. Moments of déjà vu, repeated patterns, or sudden strange feelings are seen as clues, little signs that the world we live in isn't quite the same as it used to be. Some even describe the feeling as living inside a computer program that was updated without anyone's notice. Whether it's bad memory or a real rewrite of existence, one thing feels certain: something about reality doesn't add up. And if Max was right, those small differences are the cracks showing where our world was torn and then stitched back together. Strange memories are one thing, but hard evidence is another. That's when a respected scientist came forward with a story that changed everything we thought. Expert testimony. Dr. Astrid Stuckelberger, a respected Swiss researcher known for her work in global health, once shared a story that sent chills through the scientific community. During a private dinner, she found herself sitting next to two physicists from CERN. What they told her that night was nothing short of unbelievable, and it changed the way she looked at science forever. The physicists spoke casually at first, talking about energy, experiments, and the endless search for knowledge. But as the wine flowed, the conversation turned darker. One of them mentioned something shocking. CERN scientists had evidence of 17 dimensions, far beyond what the public had ever been told. Most people know about 3 dimensions of space and 1 of time, but 17? That idea alone sounds like science fiction. Yet, according to Dr. Astrid, they spoke with total seriousness, describing these dimensions as layers of existence, each vibrating at a slightly different frequency from ours. Then came the most disturbing part. One of the physicists hinted that during an experiment, CERN's particle beams accidentally created a temporary portal, a brief tear between our world and another. Something, or someone, passed through it. They wouldn't say what it was, but when the energy field collapsed, the scientists reportedly found a piece of fabric on the chamber floor, a delicate scarf that didn't match any known material on Earth. Dr. Astrid said she felt both amazed and terrified. The physicists quickly changed the subject, warning her not to repeat what she'd heard. But later, she decided the world needed to know. Adding fuel to the fire, a former CERN director once made a cryptic remark during a public speech. He said that working at CERN meant studying the unknown unknowns, things we don't even realize we don't know. To most, it sounded poetic. But after Astrid's story, people started wondering if it was an accidental admission. Today, her claims had become part of a growing wave of strange testimonies from scientists, engineers, and insiders who say CERN may be doing far more than smashing particles. Whether she uncovered a secret or misread a conversation, her words have left one message echoing across the internet: that our universe might be much bigger and far stranger than we've ever imagined. With scientists whispering about portals and hidden dimensions, one question remains: which version of reality is actually true? The answer might shock you completely. 2 competing realities, 2 completely different stories have formed around CERN and the strange events that may have followed. One is clean, simple, and logical. The other is mysterious, unsettling, and nearly impossible to prove. Between them lies a growing sense that something about our world has quietly changed, and no one can agree on why. The official story from CERN is straightforward. They insist the Large Hadron Collider is a safe scientific instrument, designed only to study the smallest building blocks of the universe. They admit there was a short power surge, but describe it as a minor technical glitch, nothing more. According to official reports, there was no portal, no strange readings, and certainly no breach of reality. CERN's spokespeople dismiss all the rumors as internet fiction. Fascinating maybe, but not based on fact. To them, the collider is just a powerful microscope, not a doorway to other worlds. Then there's Max Cedarov's version, a story far less comforting. In his theory, when the collider ran that night, something went wrong. For exactly 11 minutes, reality itself was torn open. What we live in now, he says, is not the same world as before. It looks the same, feels the same, but it's slightly off, like a copy that isn't perfect. Max believed that strange world events, sudden cultural changes, and mass confusions like the Mandela effect are aftershocks from that moment. It's as if reality was damaged, repaired, and never quite aligned again. But here's the hardest part: the evidence problem. If reality truly changed, the proof of the old one would be gone. Every photograph, every file, every memory would now match the new version. How do you prove something existed when the universe itself erased the record? Scientists say that makes Max's theory impossible to test. Yet many people can't shake the feeling that something doesn't quite add up. They notice odd inconsistencies in language, history, and even geography. For believers, that lingering unease is the proof itself, a sense that the world feels slightly rewritten. For skeptics, it's a sign of how easily the human mind can create patterns out of confusion. Both sides are convinced they're right, and both have reasons that make sense in their own way. Maybe the truth lies somewhere in between, a scientific event that went a little further than planned, or a human reaction to mysteries we still don't fully understand. Either way, one thing is clear: ever since that night, our world hasn't felt quite the same. If this story shocked or amazed you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, share it with friends, and subscribe for more mind-bending tales about science, secrets, and hidden mysteries. Stay curious, stay alert, and remember, reality might not be exactly what it seems. Every discovery could change everything we think we know.